Welcome to Jumpstart, the podcast designed for recording artists looking to jumpstart their cities by jumpstarting their careers in the ministry. This is Victor, your music mentor. Join me as I talk to artists, producers, and music professionals about their success, frustrations, and triumphs as it relates to the music industry. If you would like more information about the Jumpstart initiative, visit www.sanctifiedsound.org. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the Jumpstart, the podcast designed for recording artists looking to jumpstart their cities by jumpstarting their careers in their ministry. This is Victor Smith, your music mentor, and I'm sitting here with my brother Black.
Yes, sir.
From a long time ago, man. We've been rocking for years, man. Like, how's it going, bro? How's everything rolling for you?
Going pretty good, man. Just blessed to still be at it for one, and all of the seeds that were planted years ago finally, starting to sprout. And
man, that's good, bro. Like, tell me about I know you got a family and everything now, and
yeah, definitely. My son was born. He was born 2 months early, but God is faithful, and He gave me and my wife a happy, healthy little baby boy.
Yeah.
And transitioning from college life to career, and strictly just life. So
yeah,
it's all been great. It's been a good and wonderful journey, learning a lot and still learning,
Yeah,
definitely.
So what's your plans for the future? What's going on with you? A lot of people talk about success, but success is different on everybody's front. So, what do you see as success in your immediate future?
Well, in my immediate future, I would say the success would be getting more on a regional level and getting on some stages with, some bigger names and stuff like that. Just really expansion, that's it.
Yeah, any particular names you trying to?
Well, I mean, Surf Gang been showing some love on Instagram. They've been hollering at me. And just like some other guys who are not like necessarily at that supreme level, but like they got like half their body in the door, at least, just been networking and treating people right, and just just talking to people, know.
And where's your base area? Like where are you located?
Baton Rouge. So I live on outskirts of Baton Rouge, but I mean, it ain't nothing but a hop and a skip away.
Right.
Yeah, Baton Rouge, that's where it's at.
Yeah, so you recently put on a tour. What was it called?
The Streets of Gold.
Streets of Gold,
yes, sir. That was my first album, released in my junior year of college. That was in 2015, and we just finished the tour.
Yeah.
We just finished.
Wow. How long y'all been doing the tour? You said
two years. 2 years.
Yes.
From 2015 to, when was my last show? It was a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah. So how did that come about? I mean, like you made the phone calls yourself, and like what made you just say, hey, let's do a tour?
Well, I refused to, because that Streets of Gold CD was my that was my baby, and I was like, this is my first time actually putting out a CD where I bought all the beats, got my paperwork in order and all of that. Wasn't no remixes, it was all original stuff.
Yeah.
And I said I refused to just put out a CD this time. I said I want to get in front of people, and I want to develop my stage presence and just like do stuff I never done before. And if I fail, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But if I succeed, then I'm gonna get better and better and better.
Right.
So we just put the work in. I mean, be in the living room, performing the songs, and just like working out to build up endurance, and just all that kind of stuff. So
right, what's crazy about that, because I don't see a lot of artists doing that nowadays. The actual practice. What I've normally see folks is like you practice on the way there, like in your car. You know what I'm saying? You pop the CD in.
Right. If you on the way to a show and your heart is pounding fast, and you basically too late.
Yeah.
Day of the show is supposed to be easy.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to worry about nothing but showing up.
Right. But what do you think about like when you're actually presenting the gospel to folks? What's going on in your mind like right before you get on stage? Like what's your preparation for that?
I get really, really quiet because I'm an extroverted person. I love to talk. I have no problem with going up to somebody. If you want me to sell a pencil to somebody, I'll go up and they're going to buy 2 of them. But when it comes to music and being in front of a whole bunch of people, like I'm like extra, like I can engage in conversation with anybody, but when it's a whole bunch of people at once and you can't talk to them one-on-one,
right,
it's kind of intimidating. So before a show, I'm like really quiet, because I'm like, you know, sitting back, peeping. You know, you walk into the venue, you see all of the people, or you walk into a church and you see all of the people, all of the different personality types, and it's like, okay, this is the live one. This section over here gonna be this. This section over here gonna be that. Right. Okay, I gotta make sure I dumb this down because there are older people in attendance. I gotta say this for the younger people. So in my mind, I'm filtering all this. Yeah. So when I'm real quiet, but then as soon as I get the microphone, you know, I just let God take control, and I almost like go up there almost kind of like as a TV host. You know, just like animated and everything, and I rope them in, I win them over. Yeah. I introduce the songs through like, you know, funny stories or, you know, circumstances or scripture, you know, so just observing, you know, just taking time to just let my spirit fill the place and just let God say, hey, this person dealing with this, you need to touch on this, you know, somebody in here struggling with this, you know, so that's how I go about it.
Yeah. What normally happens behind after you get off stage? Or I mean, is it just it is what it is, or you know, you have people coming up to you?
Depending on the nature of the event, if it's something where like there's other people after me and like the whole, like, you know, they maybe brought like a whole bunch of acts or entertainment, and the people are like sitting and enjoying. Yeah. Whenever I know initially when I get off and I go back around like the other acts, like go back in the green room or whatever, like everybody just fist bumping and high fiving, like, man, bro, we gotta work, dog. You know, so that reaction. But if it's more of an intimate setting where like, you know, I'm like the main, you know, guy that was there or the only entertainment. Whenever I finish, you know, it's just, you know, hugs from old ladies and just that from that, just right, pitching my cheeks and stuff. My wife over there looking like, hey, you gotta catch these hands. I'm just, but it's a lot of love. It's a whole lot of love from everybody. You know, I've been in all white churches, I've been in all black churches, and you know, 50, 80. 20-year-olds, it's all the same. You know, they just love the message and love the transparency and authenticity of the music. Right.
So you talk about you're very versatile in what you do, clearly from experience.
Yes, sir.
You know, so what do you see as, I know you've been frustrated sometimes, you know, you get on stage and, you know, everything is just not popping the way that you want it to go and stuff like that. Now, how do you handle, you know, those particular situations?
You have to go with it, because the people, it's never a point in time where the people who are coming to see you should know what's going on. That's not their problem. Right. And honestly, it's not their business either. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you got to roll with the punches and you got to improvise. You know, I've had sound systems break on me before, or, you know, had no sound system at all, where in my mind, I'm on the way to the venue and I'm like, oh man, the light's going to be like this and this going to be this. And then you get there and I mean, they're like, you got a CD? And it's like, no, you got a jump drive. And you know what I'm saying? So that, and then I end up going a cappella, and I'm able to capture everybody's ear, go slow, go at my tempo. And it's like, everything always works out. God have a funny way of always like steering you in the direction you need to go. Yeah. You know?
Yeah. That's awesome that you have that type of experience. And one of the things about this podcast is to inspire young artists to get out and do the things that they're not even taught to do. Definitely. By getting older, experienced artists to expose some of the troubles and expose some of the frustrations that you've experienced onto them, you know, let them know that, hey, this is how you press through certain things like that. I've had one artist, he bought his own sound system. He was like, you ain't gonna get me again. So, definitely. I mean, like, is there something like that has happened to you?
I showed up, and shout out to this church. I'm not dissing y'all. I love y'all so much, and that was one of the best shows on the tour. But I showed up to this one church, and, you know, wheeled a suitcase in, you know, got all the merchandise and everything. And I'm just a smile, and I'm like, hey, Pastor, how you doing? And everybody's outside under this big tent. Like, it's a bunch of people under this big old tent. And the tent was set up right next to the side of the church building. And they had a side door. And I'm like, okay, so where we gonna set up at? And he's like, oh, you gonna do it outside? And I'm like, okay, cool. What sound stuff? He like, in here. And I'm like, so how we gonna get it outside? He like, we not. And I'm like, what you mean? Like, how I'm gonna do this?
Yes, indeed.
And mind you, it's like I could have took the acapella route, but you know, it's like mid-July and it's like 84 degrees outside. Like, them people ain't trying to hear no slow, intimate, you know.
Right.
So we ended up making it work. We ran a big long cable and put a speaker outside, and somebody held the door open because in the sound booth in the church, I'm having to yell and tell them what track to play and when I'm ready and when I have to stop and stuff like that. And it was just like crazy, but they ended up enjoying it. And that was, like I said, that was one of the best shows on the tour, just from like a standpoint of like genuine love from people. I mean, they bought all my merchandise. I mean, completely wiped me out, but it was great though. It was real great.
So do you plan as far as like a routine or something like that you go through before? You know, you practice in situations, or you just practice in general?
Well, honestly, I kind of practice in general, and like all day. Like if I'm not thinking about ideas, then I'm like running through material. Like in my head, like I'm already 3 albums ahead. Like I know all of that material because I feel like when I get into the booth to record that stuff, if I want to switch something up here, in order to make change, you have to know it first. In order to break the rules, you got to know the rules.
Exactly.
So like I feel like I take the time out to like practice stuff in my head because you never know what's gonna happen. And as far as like practicing like acting it out, I don't like to practice those situations because I want it to be genuine. But in my head, like I always like have an escape route of like how to handle each situation. Like I remember one time on campus I was performing and I stepped on the mic cord and I ripped it out, and I stepped on the mic and I was like fresh. I had just joined my organization UAM. Shout out to my bros. And we were hosting a poetry night, and like I was just like this 18-year-old like just jumpy kid trying to show everybody like, hey, I could do this, and Christian rappers do it hard, And I pulled the mic cord out. They were laughing at me because they had this joke saying that I was like the most non-smooth dude that they ever met, and it was true.
Definitely memorable.
It was true. But yeah, just learning how to laugh at yourself and just roll with the punches, Because if you try to build yourself up to this false image of coolness, like God will break you down. So I enjoy being lame. It is what it is with me. Right.
Sometimes you got to take a negative and make it positive.
You do.
But
we still laugh about that to this day.
So, but look, as far as preparation, like, are there certain material as far as Bible or certain books or anything that you read to kind of get material as far as your music is concerned?
Right.
Or, anything to present to the people?
Well, I'm a sponge, honestly. Like I could be going down the road and see how, because I'm an artist, like not only a recording artist, but like an artist, like I have a wild imagination. This is how good God is with like my creativity. I could be like rolling down the street. You know how people drive so crazy in Louisiana. Definitely. People switching lane to lane, and then from being in a
that's me.
He said he one of them. We gonna put that out there on the podcast. Mr. Vic say he one of them.
If I'm on the road, you better get out my way. I got a heavy foot.
But I could just see people switching lanes, and then God will begin to put in my mind like, okay, you see how these people are switching lanes? People just want to be in whatever lane is moving. Now apply that to life. How people aren't content where they need to be. You know what I'm saying? They want to be wherever it's moving at. And then you way over here, your exit over here, you not where you supposed to be, when you supposed to be. Like, so God gave me so much revelation out of, simple everyday life. Now, I do read my Bible, definitely. I mean, that's like super important. Like, if you're an artist and you're not reading your Bible, like, what you doing? And just from life in general, because like when I write, I don't want to be that guy who basically rap the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to make scriptures rhyme and give it to you. Like, I'm trying to give you real life situations, but point you to Christ, and just make you realize, like, I mean, if an atheist listens to my song, I want him to see, oh man, this dude go through the same thing as me, and he happy about it. Like, he got joy through this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to check out this Jesus he talking about. So just my Bible, and I just let life and things around me motivate me.
You know, it's funny you should say that because, I mean, I see a lot of artists over the years, and for 20 years I've been doing this, their repertoire is very slim. You know, they talk about certain subjects and never really talk about the issues.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, whether it's, you know, politics or whether it's, you know, fatherlessness or homelessness and stuff like that. I mean, there's certain amount of issues that people want to know. What are you
that
thinking?
Don't nobody tap into
exactly.
And don't get me wrong, like if you like certain people have their areas where they operate in, and that's fine. But me being diverse and knowing that God wants to push the envelope with me, like I want to talk about everything. Like, you know, I'm not only gonna give you the feel good dress up on Sunday stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna give you I'm contemplating doing this on Friday night. You know what I'm saying? The good and the bad and the ugly, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to get real with people. Like, it's people out here dealing with, like, I mean, they got like 14 young women missing in DC. It's like we can't like turn a blind eye to stuff. It's like people would rather play it safe and not say nothing than to say something and not offend nobody. And I feel like if everybody like your stuff, then you ain't doing something right. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody got to be mad at you. And you can feel free to be mad at me because you gon' probably hate me one song and then the next song you'll be like, okay, I like him again. You know, so it's like you can't be scared you can't be scared to talk about stuff. I mean, talk about your struggles. I mean, if you struggle with alcohol, you know, talk about that. There's people out there struggling with porn addictions. There's people struggling with you know, molestation. You know, they've been touched on, so they don't want nobody. You know, they have a whole different perception of love. And I mean, just in the black community, period. I mean, the way young black guys grow up, like we have so many misconceptions about, you know, being monogamous, about marriage, about raising kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, and about like that false bravado of being a man. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you can't only rap the fire and brimstone or talk about, you know, hey, you need to come to Christ. You know, you gotta like put yourself, like, use your testimony, you know what I'm saying, to tell people this is what I used to do, but this is how I got through it. You know what I'm saying? I always point back to Jesus. I'm not saying compromise on the Jesus aspect. Like, talk to people like you've been through something. Like, don't make it like, oh, I got saved, I'm good now, I'm up here. Y'all sinners need to come on and get yourselves together. Like, I mean, God came down in human flesh. He came down to call us up, you know, because I mean, he could have easily snapped his finger and everything could have been okay, but he said, all right, let me get out this chair and show these people how to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like we got to come down, come off your high horse, come off that mountain. You know what I'm saying?
So what's your message for this season? Like, at this season of, I know you just got off tour and everything, and what's God saying through you at this point in your career?
Elevate. Just to get it clear, he's not saying, oh, go out there and try to be the best rapper alive and this or that, but he's telling me, you know, like, you've been doing good and people have been getting saved and people have been impacted by what you're doing, but you haven't been doing the full scope of what you could be doing. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, it's easy to pray for a record deal, it's easy to pray to sell this many records, to hit this chart, or to get to this number, or to get this award, but it's like, what are you doing in the meantime? Like, putting the music out is getting old. Everybody putting music out now. It's like, put up or shut up. Like, if you say you want God to put you in this arena, you know what I'm saying, or on this stage, or over here, over there, it's like, ain't nobody trying to do that for free with you. Like, nah. And ain't nobody giving no opportunity to somebody that's unproven. You know what I'm saying? Because in the Bible, anytime Jesus did something, he always proved himself to people. He proved himself a healer. He proved himself a deliverer. He proved himself a restorer. And you wanna sing one, you wanna have one song on your SoundCloud and think Tasha Cobb's about to have you sing backup when she come to town? Come on now. Nah, you think Lecrae about to come down here on his tour and he about to say, yeah, so who in the crowd gospel rap? And you about to come up there, get the mic and get your shine on? No, it don't work like that. And I'm guilty of that thinking. I was guilty of that thinking, thinking that Lecrae was gonna come down here and some magical moment was gonna happen. And you know, I mean, glory be to God. 2 days before my album came out, he came to Tech, tore the show down, and me and my wife were first row. And before he left, I was able to hand him my package, my branding package. And it's like just stuff like that, taking the extra step. Now I don't know if he threw it away. I don't know if he opened it and probably took the shirt and threw the other stuff away, but I mean, you never know until you try. You never know what, I mean, he could have that thing sitting in his basement right now, and then he'd be like, oh, I remember 2 years ago I got this thing. Let me see if this dude's still doing music and research you. So it's like you gotta be prepared for opportunity. If you want God to bless you, you gotta prepare yourself for it.
Yeah,
you know?
That's crazy you should say that though. I mean, you talk about your, you bring your wife with you all the time.
All the time.
Yeah, so, because I know sometimes, you know, the wife or something, they want to stay home or, you know, it swings back and forth to where, you know, either a wife will want to come with you, or I know a lot of them say, you ain't going nowhere without me.
Nah, my wife ain't crazy like that. Thank you, Lord. But my wife is gentle and quiet. You know, I won't say she's not a people person because she's very sweet to people. Yeah. But like she's not a talker like I am, and she's not out there like I am. But she enjoys coming with me because it's funny. The day we actually started dating was my first show ever.
Wow.
My first show. It was in Wilson.
Yeah.
It was an outreach in Wilson, and it was hot as all get out there. And she was there the first time, and that was in 2000. That was back in 2010.
Okay.
And so we got together March 31st of 2010. So throughout those whole months, like she's seeing my struggles and my vision. And our first Christmas together, she bought me a microphone. She bought me a MXL 990, and she said, "Look, you can either talk about it and be mad because ain't nobody, you know, helping you record, or because you don't know how to do this, or because you know, this clique doing this and this person doing that, or you could just get to work." Yeah. And so she bought me a microphone, and I mean, it's been, so I like having her with me, and she sees it as like I don't see it as her keeping tabs on me, or you know, and she don't see it as another one of these rap things. Like, you know, like we pray up and we like arm ourselves because we know that like people don't, like we're anomalies, you know what I'm saying? Like we're a young black married couple. Like I'm 24 and she's 21, you know what I'm saying? So it's like people don't see this, you know what I'm saying? So it's like we love showing people the family mode, that young people are serving God and got goals and, you know, making things happen. So having her come to all of the shows and everything, like it's amazing. And she's a real good helpmate. I mean, like she'll work the merch table. She'll make sure I got footage, make sure I got a good picture to upload to the gram.
That's
you know,
what
so
I'm talking about.
And she's great. And now the baby just got added to the equation. Yeah. And we've only done one show since he's been here, and that was the last show I did. It was a Sweet 16 birthday party. Okay. That we did along with some other guys.
So
GMG.
You're not shy about doing, you know, any type of event or
no.
anything? Because I know some artists are like, I'm not doing no Sweet 16, boy. They like that.
Man, they was
I'm
lit.
supposed to minister at a, you know, Sweet 16.
Man,
boy.
they was turned. I feel like this. If you ask me to come, you know what you're getting yourself into. Straight up. And it ain't like I'm not like up there with no Bible and like preaching a 30-minute sermon and doing one song. Like, I mean, it's a show. Yeah. But I let the lyrics do the talking, and of course I'll sprinkle some scripture in there so people could not get it confused, you know. Right. But like, you know, I mean, I'll go anywhere. I mean, if somebody want me at a bar mitzvah, let's get it. If you want me to, if you have a loved one that passed and you want me to show up and do something a cappella, I'm there. You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, my wife and I, we've been to showcases like in New Orleans where, like, you know, I was the only Christian artist there. I mean, it's people, you know, like it'll be like a 4-hour long thing where like artists just like coming up and, you know, showing what they got in the crowd, like yay or booing them. Right. And like, you know, I mean, there's weed smoke in the air, you know, people drinking, people passed out, you know, but I mean, we there and we stood firm on what we believe, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and it's not even with being a Christian, but if you gonna call yourself an artist and you trying to get to the next level, you ain't got the luxury of passing up no events. Like, if you say you want, I ain't taking this, or I ain't taking that. Like, how you gonna, like, everybody want the look of being successful, but don't nobody want to actually do it, you know what I'm saying? And I had to snap out of that. Like, I was so ashamed to get on stage in front of people in 2010. Wow. You know what I'm saying? Because I didn't look the part. I didn't have these clothes or these shoes. And it's like, man, nah. Like, these people need a word. And like, once you open your mouth, they're gonna enjoy you, and they're gonna look past all of that superficial stuff, you know? Right. So I'm not turning down nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let me know. We're gonna get it booked and work out, you know, pricing. And I mean, like, when I say work out pricing, like, we do, you know. So it's just the business and the ministry, like, all in one. You take care of all of that. Right, definitely. And I mean, I let people know up front, like, I'm not trying to break people's pockets or nothing like that. Like, it's just, you know, I mean, just being honest, ministry costs. You know, like I come out of pocket for this. You know, I'm taking money away from my family to, you know, keep this stuff going. So just getting a little return on all of that, you know.
Yeah. So how do you feel about advertising your merchandise while you're doing your presentation?
Oh yeah, I wear my stuff everywhere.
Yeah.
I have, if I put a shirt out and it's in 2 colors, me and my wife have it in 6 colors.
Oh wow.
Because we want to be able to like, even if we don't have an event that day, if we just in Walmart, we want people to see these shirts, and we have people stop us at, man, where y'all get those shirts from? Oh, I printed them. I made them and printed them.
Yeah.
It's just about, once again, putting yourself in a position.
Right.
Because funny story, some guys that I know now through music, or, you know, people who are getting, you know, artistic work done for me, they met me because of something I was wearing of mine, you know. What that mean? Or, man, that's a cool shirt, where you get that?
Right.
Oh man, so you're a Christian, you know. So it's like everything that you do and everything that you possess opens a door,
right?
You know.
So even like during your performance or your ministry opportunity, while you're on stage, do you talk about your merchandise?
Not really, because that's one thing, like, because it could go one or two ways. Some people can see it as, oh, he's just trying to sell us something. So I don't really say anything about it. Like at the end, you know, when I'm like, hey, love y'all, man, it's been a pleasure. Hey, come connect with me at the back table. We got some, you know, treats back there or whatever. And I always give something away. At every single at the for the Streets of Gold tour, I had got I made 100 branding packets. 100. Now I got one, and I gave one to some people. I gave one to Lecrae. I gave one to Cannon.
Okay.
I gave one to like some other artists that I've like seen along the way.
Yeah.
But at every stop, I made it a point that somebody got the whole package free, because life is about giving. You know, like, we can't show up and take. You know, people paying you to come out. Then they paying for your CD, they paying for your shirts,
right?
And they giving you a love offering on top of the booking fee,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you can't take. You know what I'm saying? Like, I even went as far as, like, you know what I'm saying, where people would buy, like, you know, so many things, and it's like, okay, you bought like this many dollars worth of stuff. Okay, just take this for free. You know what I'm saying? Just take this portion of it for free, because it's like, at the end of the day, man, money come, money go. I don't have not $1 from Streets of Gold. Wow. Because all of that was two years ago. That just go to show. That just go to show how fast money come and go. Yeah. So like, we try to hold on to it and think that, you know, we gonna have this forever. But it's like, man, like, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? Like, life happens. Like, you gonna have to spend money. You gonna get more. Right. So just don't trip on it. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Man, bro, you have no idea how much I appreciate your time and everything. But before you go, at the end of all of this, we do like rapid fire questions and stuff like that. Okay. So you game for it?
Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. All right.
So I say you're on an island, and you have one source that you can't live without. Like one source that you can't live without, books or on, you know, internet, whatever. What would that be?
Well, if I'm on an island and I have one source, it can't be internet, because I just call somebody to come get me. but I would say Pandora or Spotify, definitely, because just music. You know, music make everything so much better. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could be up, you could be down, but music is a constant. You know what I'm saying? Like, no matter how you feeling, music is
right.
Definitely.
Okay, another one. There were no constraints to your life, period. Like, legitimately, what would you be doing with it?
Honestly, all right, so if I had no kind of constraints with life at all, I'll tell you what I do. I wake up in the morning, hop on the plane.
Right.
Then my wife, I hop on the plane, right? We go eat breakfast in like a whole nother country. Yeah. And then we come back. And like, we go to like the mountains, like in Colorado or somewhere, and just like chill. And then I'd get like together all my guys who been with me, you know, through this musical journey, like my brothers, you know.
Yeah.
And we just like have like a big session, you know, where we just like create. Yeah. And then after that, man, just go do some outreach, you know, feed some homeless people, you know, kiss some babies, you know, that kind of thing. And do my
So your heart is legitimately after this after your career,
definitely,
and everything. So
and not only that, but like doing using because my mom told me my first radio interview ever. She said, "Don't be selfish with your gift," and God really meant that. You know what I'm saying? So I always make sure that with each album, I do something to give back to people. Like with Streets of Gold, it was the prize packages, but with this next CD, I'm trying to I want to partner with the food bank of Baton Rouge to where like every album that's sold on iTunes, and at the end of a certain time, like maybe like 6 months or a year or whatever, like I'm gonna cut them a check, because it's time for us to be about it. And everybody say the world need to change, but it's like the people got to change the world. The world ain't just gonna go poof and change. You know what I'm saying? So that's my idea. If money and time and everything was not a constraint, like I would like make people's days. I would make people life. Like what I'm saying? Like I'd probably like just go to like a local courthouse or municipal center and like just pay off everybody's water bill or go to like
man,
just
look let me
stuff like that down. Yeah, man, because it's like you can't take this stuff with you.
Right.
And of course if you got it like I mean you got guys like LeBron, man, like putting kids through college, like putting like 40 kids through college like that.
Wow.
That take guap to do that. That take money. And the fact that he makes so much money to where he's able to share it. Colin Kaepernick, you know what I'm saying, loading up a whole plane and taking it to Somalia. It's like that's what make God heart smile, you know what I'm saying, like doing for mankind. And it's like I was down before, like I grew up in Plaquemine, you know what I'm saying, and then like we moved, I was born and raised in Plaquemine, and we moved to Baton Rouge. I stayed in the Fairfields area. I went to Capitol Middle on Gus Young. So I mean I know a thing or two about the struggle, you feel me? So like I ain't never trying to go back to that.
Right.
And I'm working hard to never put my family in that position.
Right.
And also too, I want to turn around now that I'm in a position where I'm up, you know what I'm saying, and I'm able to do at least a little something. You know what I'm saying? I want to go back and be able to help people, not enable them to stay in their position,
right,
but to give back and say, hey, you could do this too.
Yeah. If
you take this take this blessing, but let it be a seed, you know what I'm saying? So
come on, man.
That would be my day or my life without any.
Indeed. But you talked about your mom though, as far as her giving your advice.
Right.
What would you say has been the best advice that you've gotten as far as your career is concerned?
As far as my career, my mom is one of those people where like she is like super smart and like she's very logical as well. She was so anti-rap because, like I said, the area we were in, like, I mean, we had like Lil Boosie and Webby and all those guys like looking up to, and she told me straight up, I don't want you doing no rap. And then I got saved, and once I got saved, I became a Christian rapper. Like she was even skeptical of that because she was like, so you gonna be consistent or you gonna backslide? Like what you gonna do? You know what I'm saying? So like she always questioned, and not in a bad way, like. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I want you to fail, but like she always challenged me to live up to what I say I was gonna do. So it wasn't any specific advice she gave me, but just her calling out BS, really, making sure that just being real and saying, hey, so you gonna do this or you not? You know what I'm saying? You gonna serve God? You not? You know? So
So you've been doing this for how long? This is, as you say,
7 years now.
7 years now. So
7 years.
If you were to go back to your, like you just being started, what would you say to yourself at that point?
At that point, especially seeing what Christian hip hop is now, I would say you should have developed some kind of branding kit, kept them with you everywhere. Forget the mixtapes and all of that stuff. Focus on your content, your albums, like making good stuff, and all of the radio outlets and stuff that are little now, they blow up overnight. You know what I'm saying? Like Rapzilla is like the Christian world star now. You have track stars, like them guys were and girls. They have a female on there, but they started off small and not many people knew who they were 2 years ago.
Wow.
And now they are like one of the premier. You know what I'm saying, radio outlets. So it's like, don't sleep on I would tell myself, don't sleep on nothing that's small. Because it grows. And they show love to who was there in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? So I would say, just just I would have told myself get professional a whole lot sooner than I did, and to not allow anybody to son you or like put you in a position where like you just like the little brother and they kind of manipulate you or whatever, and you gullible, you know. So that's definitely the things I tell my younger self.
Right. So what would you say to artists nowadays? You know, in the culture and the environment of what Christian rap is now, what would be your advice to them as far as moving into this career of Christian rap, or you know, just music or ministry in as it is today? What would you tell them? You know, you had them out there.
If you're doing it for the money, it ain't even worth it. But if you in it for the fruit and you in it for you know, seeing people changed and just the feeling of being able to like lay down at night and know that you did something for the Lord and to better somebody, then like you definitely in the right place. If anybody try to sign you or something like that, tell them show some paperwork, flat out. When you're buying beats and doing any kind of music, man, always get a receipt and always get paperwork, you know, because you don't want to run into no legal trouble. And just get serious, man. Like if you say you want to do this, be willing to sacrifice time, be willing to sacrifice money, because I mean, ain't nobody gonna give you nothing. Like I had to learn a whole lot just off trial and error, and I'm only 24.
Yeah.
And I feel so old because of everything I've been through in the past 7 years.
Right.
But I mean, I'm still young enough, but I'm old enough to know better now.
Right.
And to jumpstart this thing and do it my way now.
Right.
You know.
You know, just to kind of encourage you just for a little bit, is that understanding that this is a career.
Yeah.
You know, so it's not like a start, you know, a start and stop or whatever.
Definitely.
If you look at it as a start and stop,
that's what it's gonna be for you.
Yeah, exactly. It's not you're never gonna really be successful.
Right.
But this is something that you carry on throughout your life. I mean, you grow and you change, you evolve. So your music should grow, change, and evolve with you.
Exactly.
There should never be any time where you run out of material, because your life is at a different level, at a different stage, you know?
And you got to learn how to let go and grow with it too.
Exactly.
Like you can't, like I can't still be on my next album. I can't be rapping about college stuff.
Exactly.
And I'm a family and career man now.
Right.
You know, like it don't work.
Right. But I wanted to tell you, man, is that you, like I said, you have your whole life ahead of you. You know,
Definitely.
You have everything in front of you, and I'm so proud of you that you started that young to know, and you're so much more mature than you were when I first met you.
Right,
you know what I'm saying? Not saying that you were like, you know,
nah,
this little kid running around.
I would hope so that I'm more mature now. I would hope so.
But man, you got a lot more to give. You got a lot more to go through, a lot more to grow. And so I'm excited to see where God is going to take you, man. So how can people get in contact with you?
Oh man, you can get in contact with me. My website, ChristMusicENT.com. That's music with a K, not a C. On Facebook, I'm Christ Music ENT, and again, that's music with a K, not a C. Twitter, Christ Music ENT, and I'm mostly on Instagram. So if you get at me on Instagram, man, I'll show love to you. My Instagram handle is black_Christ Music. That's BLACK_CHRISTMUSIK. But yeah, man, my website has everything, including all of my social media contacts and everything. So, you know, just reach out, man, show some love.
Yeah. Once again, man, I appreciate you, bro.
Definitely. I appreciate you having me. It's humbling that you think enough of my character and my craft to have me be a part of your vision and to trust me to, you know, be on your platform.
Yeah.
Because you could have got anybody, you know.
Oh, man, I always go for family.
Definitely. The home team, definitely.
So, man, we're definitely going to have to get you back and everything. But this is Victor Smith, your music mentor, saying, jumpstart your city by jumpstarting your career and your ministry. And let us show you how. We'll see you next time. Thank you for listening to Jumpstart, the podcast designed for recording artists looking to jumpstart their cities by jumpstarting their careers and their ministry. This has been Victor, your music mentor. And if you would like more information about the Jumpstart Initiative, visit www.sanctifiedsound.org. Thank you for listening.